Hello and welcome to Wired In. I'm Diana Galata with Hampton City Schools. I'm very pleased today to be joined by one of our school board members, Mr. Kilgore. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We want to find out a little bit about your background before we move into some other questions. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up, where you went to school, and your current career.
I am born and raised in Hampton, product of Hampton City Schools. Went to Phillips, Captain John Smith, Spratley Junior High in Kecoughtan. Graduated and went and got my engineering degree at ODU. Married to an amazing second grade teacher at Langley Elementary. Have 3 kids that are all products of Hampton City School. My oldest 2 kids went to college and Hampton prepared them very well. My youngest, Jillian, just started VCU this past fall. So as far as career goes, I started at Newport News Shipbuilding 30 years ago in engineering. I'm now an engineering supervisor there. Been in submarine engineering for almost 30 years. So.
Wow. So you were in your second term on the school board, correct?
I am.
So tell us a little bit about, take us back and tell us a little bit about why you decided to run for the board in the first place.
That's a really good question. I have been asked that a lot. And I think, honestly, what's your passion is a hard question to answer. But I definitely have a passion about it. I think it was more of a natural progression of things. When I had my kids, got involved with PTA and boosters. As a young adult, I actually was a sailing instructor, not exactly a teacher, but close. And then when my kids started getting older and it wasn't so cool to be in the PTA anymore, I knew I had a passion for public education. I really like big picture problem solving, and anybody that knows me knows that you start talking about school board or school division stuff and I have no problems with that conversation. So I think it's just a passion of mine that I want to be involved. The other thing is that I think, in my opinion, it's pretty straightforward that as your schools go, so does your community. And so if we have great schools here, we have a great community. So I wanted to be part of helping that happen.
So you've been on the board and you're now in your second term, and a lot has happened over the last several years. So talk about what you would consider one of the best accomplishments of Hampton City Schools while you've been on the board.
That's a really good question. You know, I take great pride in things like reduced dropout rates, increased graduation rates, but as board members, we're several layers away from actually the hard and heavy lifting to make that happen. One of the best accomplishments for me, or most impressive, is, you know, we do budget policy and other things, but for me personally, it was the process of selecting a new superintendent. I think we worked really hard as a board to vet candidates, and I've said before, I think we hit a home run. We worked hard, and the results prove that out, that I think we got a really, really good superintendent in Hampton.
And I hope he stays for a long time.
Me too.
So what's your favorite thing about being on the school board?
It's got to be, you know, seeing students succeed obviously brings you a lot of satisfaction. Being able to interact with the amazing employees that we have in Hampton City Schools, you know, from teachers, staff, food services, transportation, they're all so amazing. They all care about kids. They all want to do their part to see them succeed. Personally, every year at graduation, even though you may not see it on TV, the board comes down off the stage and we shake the hands of all the graduates. And so for 6 years, I've had the pleasure of doing that, and I really enjoy that.
So let's talk a little bit about the challenges, because we public schools across the country face challenges on a daily basis, but what do you think are some of the challenges facing Hampton City Schools, and what are the ways that how are we overcoming those challenges?
Budget obviously is always something that's a challenge. At least it has been for my years on the board. When I first got on the board, we definitely had to make a lot of large cuts, and it is always gut-wrenching to go through. What are you going to cut? What are you going to keep? So we go through a lot of discussions about priorities and what we can do and whatnot. At the end of the day, we have to balance the budget, so it becomes really difficult. The other thing is academic performance. And what the superintendent says, I absolutely agree with. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We are building from places of strength. We do things well here, but there are opportunities to improve. And so as a division, I like the fact that we're not just changing it so that, oh, look, I can show you improvement. We are taking what works and making it better. And that is a hard thing to do. The challenges in school divisions across the country is that it's not just a silver bullet. It's not just one thing. It is everything coming together, and all the kids are unique. So it's a very challenging thing to do. I think that's part of why I like it.
Well, and let's move from the challenges to the strengths, because we have many strengths in Hampton City Schools.
Yes, we
but
do.
what do you see as the strengths?
We have, one of our biggest strengths obviously is diversity. We have amazing children across this division, and we have amazing staff. We are not the highest paid, but yet we have dedicated employees at every level that come in every day and do the hard work that public education is. One of the things that I take great satisfaction in is our digital level of accomplishments here in Hampton. Not many people know, unless they're paying attention, that we were ranked first in the nation in that. John Eagle and Paul Lawrence put together a presentation that if anybody wants to go look at it, it's very, very impressive. Our website, all of our media, our outreach to get people connected is absolutely amazing. We set a standard. Not many people realize that, but we set a standard that other people try to achieve. So we've got an awful lot of strengths in Hampton City Schools.
We really do. Well, before we close today, is there anything else you would like to share?
For the viewers of this, I would just encourage them, even if they've done it before, to go and get on the Hampton City Schools website and just surf around. As a board member, I get asked a lot of questions about this, that, and the other. And I say, well, did you know that we do that? And the answer I sometimes get back, no, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you offered that. I would encourage people to just get on the website and surf around. You're going to find that we're doing amazing things. And sign up for the email extra, and just find out about us. Go to look at the course catalog. You're going to see we have an amazing elective selection. We have all kinds of things going on in every school every single day, and it's a lot to brag about. And so if people will go look, I encourage them to help brag about us.
And if they don't find us on the internet, they can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram
Yes,
as
they
well.
can.
Well, thanks for being here today. I really appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much.
And thank you for watching Wired In. Have a great week.